Hey guys, welcome back to another review. Today we have the Witchblade from XM Studios. I think you like this one. I do like it. There's some minor issues, and we'll get to that. So as usual, before we proceed, let's go back to the beginning for a semi-unboxing. Okay? The Witchblade is a two-layer package. So on the bottom layer you have mostly the base, and then on the top layer you have the figure, the heads and arms and the spear. Okay, so on the side you have the creative team, and then on this side you have a backstory about Sarah Pezzini, the Witchblade. Okay, and then that's the top of the box, or sorry, the box top, and then of course you have the Witchblade's logo, and then of course top cow. Okay, so let's see what else we have. And I guess as usual now, we have the art print. This one's pretty nice. The only thing I don't like is it's the flame in the back, the digital flame. I think they can do without it, but that's okay. And of course you get the jacket and this thing, the booklet. I guess it's coming in with every statues now. So let's see, let's have a preview. You have the standard their pride and joy, how to put the parts back when you're done, and then assembling instructions. Okay, and just some. This one looks like it's an easy one. I don't even think you need instructions for it. And then you still have the little history, and that's what the statue, at least with one of the heads, looks like. And then you get some other good stuff, registering your statue, and then some other stuff. Okay, so let's get the base on, and then let's assemble the statue. Okay, so we have the base. It's some form of swirling thing of a jig. I don't know what it is, but I'll be attaching the other stuff to it. Just one comment. I don't know if it's happening with other people, but my base came mildly annoying with dust on it. I got this from direct from XM, so I don't think it's been displayed, but you know, it's those like production dust that they never really cleaned off, I guess. So I had to wipe it down some, but you can still see the dust in it. Okay, so let's get the other stuff on. Alright, so I'm following the instructions. First thing I'm doing is a number 3. So that's what it looks like, and I'm supposed to put it in here. Okay, so let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that's one of them. Let's look at the other ones. Next up is the number 2 piece, which is this swirling thing. Okay, so we're gonna plant it right into that hole, right there. So when you do this, you want to slip the pointy thing back there first before you slip this thing in. All right, so that's what it should look like. Okay, let's see what else is up. Next thing we're doing is the number 4, which is this thing, and what we're gonna do is put it in here like so, and then it slips around back. So I'm going to put the camera down. I don't think I can fit it in with one hand. So let me put the camera down, and then we see what it looks like after I slip it in there. Okay, so that wasn't too bad. It slipped in, so it spins around back like so. Okay, so let's see what else is up next. Okay, so the next thing we're doing is number 5, which is the skull thing. Ta-da! So it looks like it's got like some form of vines looking thing. So XM's done a good job of cushioning with foams for shipping. So we're just going to slip it in right there. Okay, so let me take out the foam, and then we'll do the install. This is what the skull looks like, you know, with the vines and everything. So I can see why they did the foam cushioning. So all we're going to do is slip it right into that notch. Bam. Okay, so not too bad. Okay, so let's proceed with the other parts. Okay, so I have the number 6, nicely cushioned with styrofoam, and I think you're supposed to slip it into there like that, and then you do a number 7, the statue. So let me put, again, I'll put the camera down, so I won't break anything by accident. Okay. Alright, so I have the base fully assembled. I think I'm supposed to do this before putting in the figure itself. So we'll see if I have to undo anything. So let me give you a 360 on the base. It's got this little skull thing. It should be, this thing should be installed before the skull, because you have to move this out of the way, but I guess you guys can experiment with that. So that's what the base looks like without the figure. It's got some swirling thing, vine thingamajig, so... Okay, so now we're gonna try to put in the figure. Okay guys, before putting in the figure, just wanted you guys to see a little bit of it. I think it's solid cast, so it's really nice. Okay, good skin tone. So I'm gonna have to put the camera down because it's gonna be tricky putting it into there. Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna do it like this, okay? And then this thing's gonna get in the way. So I'm gonna have to put the camera down for that. But in the meantime, as you can see, her butt doesn't sag like you see in the pictures. It's really nice though. Okay, so then put the camera down, and then we'll try to do this with 2 hands. Okay, so let me show you what the backside looks like. I know you guys are, dying to see what it looks like in real life. So it's not too bad, it's actually very nice. So as with most XM statues, don't just go by the pictures. If you can wait for the video reviews, like what I do for you guys, and then you can decide if you want it. So what we're going to do is, with this one, we're going to slip this leg in between the hole there and then the back peg. Okay, so I don't know how successful I'm going to be, but I'm going to try to do that so you guys can see. So you just got to be careful so that you don't scratch the paint out of this. I don't know if I'm going to be successful in doing this. I don't know why they do it this way. I mean, maybe I'm not doing this right. Oh, that didn't sound right. Okay, so I guess it's in. Hopefully that didn't scratch anything. The only issue I can, we're going to have is how do I remove this thing? So I'm guessing I can, well, we'll do a reverse removal and then see how successful it is. Okay, so the only thing I would be careful of if I were you guys is this, because that looks like, because this is flexible, it's fine, but you may, break this off. So while it's very detailed, the way they have it installed, it's kind of iffy. Okay. So let me do a quick 360 for you guys. So it's in, and then let's get the other stuff. Okay. Okay guys, this is the right hand, or arm I should say. It's got a lot of spikes, so I'm happy that it didn't get broken during shipping. So, oh, this is real ruby, and that's real, whatever that blue thing is. Okay, alright, it's not real. But they do a pretty good job, as you can see. Sapphire is actually real sapphire. No, I wish, how cool would that be? So all we're going to do is take this, and place it in there like that. Okay, so we have one of 2 left arm option, one with the spear, one without the spear. So let's do the one without the spear first, and then we'll switch that around. Okay, this is the other, the left arm. with the ruby. Actually, it's pretty cool. It looks like it's in sunlight. It lights up depending on the angle that you got it. So it's nice. Okay, so all you're gonna do is slip it in. I said slip it in like so. Okay. So now we're gonna go with one of the two heads. We're gonna go with the semi-angry head first. And let me see, I'll zoom in for you guys. Actually, I'm not zooming, I'm moving the head in. Okay, so you can see it's pretty well done. So like I said before, from the picture, the head doesn't look really nice, you know, it's just regular. But when you get it in real life, it looks really nice, you know, and I'm just happy these strands. I'm not a proponent of them because during shipping they can break. So mine came in fine. Okay, so it's painted. The eyeshadows remind me of the Rogue from Sideshow. I mean, this is how it should be done. I don't know what the hell happened with that Rogue. It's a damn shame, though. Anyway, okay, so we're just gonna slip it in, like so. Bam! Look at that. Pretty slick, huh? Oop. I keep touching this thing. It's loose. So for most people, that will be the best option to display because it takes up the least amount of space, okay? And then you don't have the big old spear that comes out, as you can see. So let me take the camera back, and then I'll do a 360 for you guys. Alright guys, it's 360 with the semi-aggressive angry head, okay? So like I said, this is the most compact that you can display the statue with. It's really nicely done. The rubies and the sapphire and the yellow, I guess some form of jewel, really makes this stand out. So, you know, it's nicely done. Okay, so what I'll do is now I'll take out the left arm, and then we'll do the spear, and then we'll switch up the head. Okay. You know what? Let's do the head first, and then we'll do the spear afterwards. Okay, this is the calm head, the alternate portrait that you will get, as you can see. It's got the longer hair too. And let me see, doing a close-up. It's nicer now. Yeah, it's a damn shame that some other companies can't get their paint straight. So what we'll do is we just put this on here. Yeah, when you switch these out, you should be careful not to get the paint rub. Okay, so it looks like she's looking down. So let's do a 360 with that. And then we'll do the switch out on, and then we'll get a closer look. I'm really liking this piece. I'm not a huge fan of it, and if you've seen my Claiborne Moore statue of the Witchblade, I really like that one too, but this one's a lot more detailed, and it is a larger format, 1/4 scale, instead of 1/6 scale, so it does afford you a lot more details. Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll switch out with the other arm, and then we'll do a close-up. This is the switch out left arm. As you can see, the spear is really long. Okay. And I guess the Witchblade's power enables her to form weapons. Okay, and then it's the nice ruby. I don't know if you can see it on video. It's got nice reflective properties. Man, this thing's really dusty from the factory. So what I will have to do is remove the head first, because I don't think I can fit this spear in, at least the back part anyway, without scratching the head. So let me do that. going to do is attach the arm in here somehow. Okay, so once it's in, oh, when you install this, be careful, you could break the piece of strand off. So I would be very careful where you're holding the head. Okay, so as you can see, it's really nice, so we'll do a 360. So I'm just glad that they give you the option of displaying it with the spear or without the spear. Okay, and it doesn't take up that much space, as you can see. It's a little bit more, so for those of you guys who just barely have enough room, you can always do this instead. And this is just plastic spear. I don't think they can make it metal, although, you know, it's not warranted. You know, unlike Namor's trident, that's metal. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll take this head out and then put back the semi-angry head, and then we'll do a close look. I'll switch back to the semi-angry head, so we'll do a 360 with that. So you have a few display options, which is always nice. So I really appreciate XM giving us 2 switch out arms and 2 heads. I think originally they were supposed to do 3 heads. I don't know what happened with that one. Alright, so let's have a closer look and then we'll go to the final scorecard. Okay, let's come in for a closer look. And we've already done the close-up of the face, but I wanted you guys to see the neck. I guess there were some issues with some people that the neck is too long, too elongated. On this portrait, the neck is not bad, as you can see. It is quite nice, you know, although you do get a seam here, but that cannot be helped because of the switch out nature of it. And I think there are certain things that XM can do, or any companies for that matter, to hide the seam, but I don't think on this piece you can do much. And you get some seam on here. It's unavoidable, okay, when you have switch outs. So going from top to bottom, it looks really nice. You know, the paint is clean. I don't have any issue with this, other than, you know, the dust. So I don't know what happened there. And the assembling part, as you can see right there, is very tight. Okay, so assembling it is easy, but taking it out may be tricky because it's in, you know, this part is magnet to hold it, and then the back part is right there. It's the peg. So I don't know how I'm gonna get it out without, you know, breaking this, because as you can see, it's very, very tight right there. It's touching almost. Yeah, it's almost like it's touching. Okay, so yes, this is the angle for some of you guys. It looks pretty nice. I mean, you know, you're not gonna get a bubble butt like most of the statues because the way she's, you know, leaning forward. So it could be natural, you know, going this way, so it's not going to be like, you know, nice and bouncy firm all the time, depending on the angle. Okay, so it looks like she's going forward, so I can accept that, and it's not too bad. It's really nicely done, and the lines are clean, good skin tone. Okay, and then you have some other things, and this part is a little bit loose, but then the skull's hiding that gap, so we're good there. As you can see, the spear. And I really like the gauntlet because you know, I have light source on my right, and this thing, it just bounces off. Okay, it's really nice done. It contrasts it with the all green. Oh, and I don't know if you can tell, this is a really darker green. Maybe for some of you purists, you might want a little bit more silver green to it, and I can dig that. So it's not a big deal to me because I'm not a purist. Okay, So let me switch out to the other head, and I think it's more, I guess the long neck issue that people have is more pronounced than this one. Okay. Alright, so I've got the calm head looking, and in putting it or switching the portrait, I figured out why this one has an elongated look. Let me see if I can get close up and I'll show you why. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in, or at least hopefully it won't blow out on you guys. So as you can see right here, between her chin and the neck, the seam right there, that's like an eighth of an inch difference. And then if you look at, let me grab the other head. If you look at the semi-angry head, like right here, like underneath her chin, that's like 1/16 of an inch, okay? The other one comes out to be like that, okay? So it's like twice the gap right there, if you can, I don't know if you can see that on video, right there. So I think that's where it is. So XM, for this head, XM should have done it, this part right here, just like this, okay? So instead of the other one's like down to here, so that's why you get that elongated head look. And it doesn't help that her traps right there, right? It's hidden with this hair down, so it makes it looks like her shoulder's just going across horizontal instead of being up. So that it gives the illusion of the longer neck too. But it is slightly longer. It doesn't bother me as much. Though if XM had, see, let me zoom in to see if you guys can tell. Right there, you see where it's a little bit, it's about an eighth of an inch higher compared to, say, this one, where it's like a 1/16. Okay, so that's where the difference is. So they could have done a little bit better by making that higher. Okay, other than that, I don't have an issue with this. So, and this both of the heads are sort of looking down, so you want to display this at a higher angle, okay, instead of a lower one. Alright, so let's go to the final scorecard. So the first category is, I guess, sculpting. I like this piece. I don't think, I don't have any issue other than the semi-long neck for this one. But I think that was a mistake on XM's part because the gap, not gap, sorry. Let me take this out and I'll show you. You see this part right here? Between her, the blue part right there? And that should have been half of that, like 1/8, like that one. See the difference? That's where the long neck comes in. So this one should have been shaved, about half of that. So instead of being a little bit, maybe 3/16, should have been like 1/16. Okay. So other than this small minor issue, I think the sculpting is really nicely done. I don't have much issue with it, other than the neck part, and then of course, for some of you guys, you don't like the way her butt is shaped up. You want the bubble butt, but this is you're not gonna, like, on the left leg, right? She's lunging forward with leg down, so her butt isn't gonna be like up here. Okay. So I think it's anatomically correct, and then as you can see here, it's nice. You get this nice thigh right here. Okay. So because she's lunging forward, it looks like that. That cannot be up here. You want it up here, but it isn't because the way it's positioned with her left leg. Okay. So for sculpting wise, the Witchblade, power. armor. It's really nicely done. It's got good shading. Sculpting wise, both heads are good. This head is actually very good in real life. As you can see, it's just for some reason when you take pictures of it, it looks like she's a little bit bony, but it's not. Okay. So sculpting wise, I would give this I would say a 9 out of 10, just because they sort of missed this. Okay, the neck is a little bit long, and because the shoulders down like this, it looks like it's going across, but you barely see some traps, and because of the darker green color, it sort of hide it. Okay, so sculpting wise, I would give this a 9 out of 10. It's a very good sculpt. It's just that the problem is they made part of the calm head too high, the neck too high. Okay, so next category we have is fit and finish. This includes the paint apps and if there's any mixed media, if there is usually some form of cloth that fits. This one there's no mixed media other than resin. Okay, and the paint app is good. I don't have any issue with this, other than the dust, but that's not really part of the paint app. Okay, as you can see, the head, everything's clean. It's very good. Like I said before, I wish Sideshow's robe would have had this paint app. Okay, the eyeshadow. It's just the other one's ridiculous. Okay, so everything's clean. The only thing is, as you can see, the root of her hair is sort of mispainted. So right there, could have been done a little bit down, a little bit more, but they sort of missed that. That's just being picky, I guess. And then let me see. And I noticed I got a little bit of a paint scratch right there. Okay, that could have just been me taking it out of the package, but I don't think so. I'm gonna have to blame XM for that one. Other than that, you get good shading. So for paint app wise, I would have normally given this a 10 out of 10, but I'm going to give it a 9.5 just because the hair, as you can see right there, like it didn't quite reach to the root of the hair like it should. Okay, it's just me nitpicking, but hey, if you want a 10 out of 10, it's got to be as perfect as it can be. Okay, so 9.5 out of 10 for paint app, or fit and finish, sorry. Okay, so our next category is, you know what, before we do that, let's, you've seen the one with the spear, right? So let's switch the arm back out to the thing without the spear, so you can see a closer look at that. I've switched the left arm out for the one without the spear, so it's more compact display, so you guys can see. Alright, so our next category we're going to go with is, let's do art direction. This isn't the most original of pose. You can see that Claiborne Moore has already come out with this, one arm up with the Witchblade gauntlet. So it's really nice, but that's, you have multiple comic book covers with this. And her power is manifesting, and the Witchblade's giving her armor and stuff like that. So art direction wise, it's just normal. I don't see anything wrong with this. I like it. It's just showing her manifesting her power. Okay, and if you've read the comic book, you know what it is. So nothing original, nothing revolutionary. The base is nicer. Whatever it is, it's coming up. So art direction wise, I would give this a 9 out of 10 due to the nothing being original about it. But I don't know how you would show her power other than this. I thought it's pretty cool that everything's manifesting, and then it's part of her armor, and then she forms a weapon. So that's part of the Witchblade's the gauntlet's power. Okay. And then our next category we have is what are we doing? Yeah, source materials. Okay, so that means that when you look at the statue, does it look like the source material? would you know what it is, without people telling you what it is? When you look at this, you know it's the Witchblade. It's the signature gauntlet. So I don't think anybody who's ever read or know about the Witchblade comics would doubt that this is the Witchblade. And then the armor is nice. Although it could use a little bit more silver, this is a little bit too green. So that would be my only complaint. Um, Other than that, it is all good. Okay, so source material wise, I would give this I guess a 9 out of 10, due to the fact that the armor is a little bit too green. Oh, and this always bothers me is high heels. Uh, yeah, so Sarah Pezzini, the Witchblade, is more of an action hero than say Jean Grey with her telepathic power. So she'd be doing a little bit more physical activities. So really, we shouldn't have like high heels or anything on this character. But for some reason, sculptors like to put in high heels. Okay, that's a little bit too high. Maybe half of that would be better. Okay, so that's just a nitpick of mine. Those and 44 double Ds. Okay, they gotta stop doing that. Not every character should have that. Anyway, not to deviate. So, what that's a 9 out of 10, right? For source material because of the too green should be more silver. Okay. So, so we're coming down to our last category, which is the accessories. This one basically is the base and the switch outs. Okay, so this base is better than just a generic base. It looks like she's forming the Witchblade power is forming the armor, and then it looks like these are some form of vines, and then she formed her spear. So it's nice. I don't recall if she ever used swords. So if they give us a switch out arm with maybe a sword or something, that would be cool. But not necessary. So the base is good. It shows off her power, power of the Witchblade gauntlet, and then you do get two switch out two switch out left arms, and then of course the two heads. Okay, so for accessories wise, I would give this a 9.5 out of 10. It's got her, it shows off her power. Okay, so that's always a bonus. And then you get two heads and two switch out arms. So that's always cool. Okay, so our overall score, I already have this in 1/6 scale from I guess Claiborne Moore. That's like a 15 years old statue. Um, and I only read the Witchblade comics whenever there was a crossover with the Darkness. So I'm not like a huge fan, and I don't think they publish this anymore. So hopefully one day maybe Marvel or somebody will pick up the license or something. Um, so we'll get another series, or they can, they can do a movie or something. But I never read it much other than the crossover. I sort of know the character. I only picked this up because it looks pretty cool. I know I shouldn't be buying statues because they're getting kind of expensive now to get it, at least the XMs, to get it to US. It's gonna cost like almost $1,000 to get it here because shipping is not cheap. But you do get quality though, so you can't beat that. Let me do the switch out head, and then we'll continue. Okay, so I was saying I switch out the for the semi-angry head. Like I said before, it looks really good in real life. It from the pictures, I don't know if people are using filters, but it looks very bony, like skinny, like around the jaw. But you can see it's really nicely done. It's not bony or anything like that. So I think I can go with either head. This one's a little bit better because it's not, she's not looking down. and the neck isn't as long as the other one, so there's a slight flaw in that. Okay, so anyway, um, I'm not a. I buy, these things because they're cool, and I know a little bit about the characters. Um, and I don't think this would be a definitive Witchblade, but there isn't. I've never seen one that is better than this pose, other than the Claiborne Moore one, which I've done a review, so you guys can check that out. So I just got it because I don't think you ever get another quarter scale. Now XM has the top cow license, so they already did the Darkness, this, and probably the Angelus is coming out. So I'm gonna get that. Hopefully they'll do like the crazy wings. And I do have the old Angelus that Claiborne Moore put out, and I'll try to dig it out in the basement and do a review for you guys. That one is awesome. You can't find it now, and surprisingly, it's pretty expensive in the aftermarket. So I would get that because it's just cool looking. But with this one, I think this is it. If you want a quarter scale Witchblade, I don't think you know what? Because the comic book isn't in circulation now, so I don't think like you ever get another one unless sorry, XM puts out another one, but I just don't see the demand because this one is I think the edition size is 600, so that just tells me that there isn't any great demands for it. So this may be the only Witchblade that you're gonna get in quarter scale unless you go custom wise. And I doubt if a custom piece is gonna beat this. XM is just top of the games right now. That's why I got it. I can always display this with my 1/6 scale. So overall piece, I would give this a gosh, I like it. Other than the neck issue that I have, at least with the other head, and this is too green. It's almost like earth-like. It needs to be more silver. Other than that, everything looks good to me, and the switch out is nice. I would give this a 9 out of 10. I'm not bothered that much with this head because the neck looks just right. The other one's just slightly too long. Okay. And I'll probably display with this head more. And it turns out I really like this head more than the other one. From the pictures, the other one's it's just a pretty head. And pictures don't really show off, this. It's just a nicely done head. The other one looks, in the pictures, this one looks a little bit bony, if you will. But in real life, it looks nice. Okay. So 9 out of 10 is a really good piece. I'd recommend getting it if you're a fan, even if you're not. Like me, I'm just getting it, like Doctor Strange, Namor. That's probably the only ones I'm ever going to get. And this is probably the only quarter scale you're ever going to get of the Witchblade. Because I don't think the character is popular enough to warrant another piece. And, not to beat this to death. But I guess when they did the neck, there's a seam, as you can see right there. It's unavoidable. What they could have done was instead of doing a conventional, horizontal cutoff, what they could have done was maybe, have it like the seam where the armor is, right there. And then that's where the cutoff should have been. But then the way it's designed, it's kind of hard to do. So that would be the only flaw that. And the way they designed this, you can't really have cutoffs. Then your head will have like a bunch of spikes sticking out. But anyway, all right. So enough rambling. This is it. I highly recommend it for fans, even if you're not. You're probably never gonna see another Witchblade in quarter scale. Okay, I just don't think it's warranted. I would buy another one just because I think it's a cool statue. It's got a lot of people who are into TNAs. So those are the heads. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching. And then I guess while we're waiting for the next XM stuff to come through. I will do some sideshows and 1/6 scale bowline for you guys, for some of you guys who didn't collect back in the days. I got some nice bowlines that they're very hard to find now. So you know, you can enjoy that while we wait for the next XM to come in. And I think Classic Iron Man, I heard it's being released. And I do have that on order. So I'll do a video for you on that one. Okay, so thanks for watching, and go ahead and pick this one up. Should be available, even if you're not a fan. Okay, so we'll see you around for the next installment.